This is Bill Brady doing another video for the Kingship course. This particular video is about apostles writing letters to Ecclesias. I'm thinking about Paul writing his letters to various Ecclesias, Ephesus or Ecclesias in Galatia or whatever. If you look at these letters, you'll see that each of these letters addresses a list of topics of areas in that ecclesia that needed to be addressed, where truth was unbalanced or sin was present. And these letters reveal to us things that need to be taught by apostles. You could be teaching these same topics as preventative medicine, or you can be teaching them as medicine for an existing disease. One or the other, better to do it preventative if you can. Again, I see that this kind of teaching should be done online rather than in a gathering. It'd be better to have the teaching online and then have the smaller local gatherings dialogue about it together, talk with their leader about it. But we can see the particular topics that need to be addressed. In letters like Paul's letter to the Colossians or Paul's letter to the Ephesians, the first half of the letter is giving theory, not so much theory as this is how an ecclesia is meant to function, kind of thing, big picture things. And then the second half of it is practical, addressing issues that need to be either taught because it needs to be taught, or that needs to be taught because there's an issue in that ecclesia. So my point is there's two kinds of letters, the ones that address specific issues that are problems in that ecclesia, and other letters that are more like, well, Paul taught this, 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 and this while he was there, but he's not there any longer. He's moved on to another ecclesia that he's founded or is strengthening. And he realizes that the ecclesia in such and such a city needs to have more teaching. And so he sends that off to them. So these letters reveal the kind of things that Paul would teach if he was there at the time. And again, as preventative medicine or medicine because of the disease, also these could be the kind of things that Paul would exhort them, correct them, those kinds of things. So these letters reveal to you as an apostle what kinds of things you need to be doing as an apostle. Then also they reveal to you Paul's ability to look at an ecclesia, even at a distance. So this is being done in the Spirit, to see what needs to be said to them in a letter. Now, I recognize in some cases, Paul is responding to a letter that was sent to him with a list of questions. So he didn't have to see in the Spirit what the issues were, but because they were in the letter, and we don't have that letter that the ecclesia sent to Paul. I'm thinking about 1st and 2nd Corinthians are letters that are sent to Paul, and it appears to me that, or to most people, that 1st Corinthians was written in response to a letter that was written to him. So what about this question, this question, this question? Then he goes down the list and answers them one after another. But an apostle has the ability to look at an ecclesia and see what's wrong, present or not present. Whether they're present or not present, they know these kinds of things. They can be told these things, or they can see these things. Paul spoke about being with them in the Spirit in one of his letters, being with a particular ecclesia in the Spirit. So they were gathering and he was there with them. Not that they would be able to see him, but in the Spirit he was there with them. These are apostle functions. So you can now see that this is something that you can ask to enter into, that you can receive into your heart if it's being given to you, the ability to do this. And in some cases, you're going to be writing a letter, but it won't go in the mail. Well, Paul's didn't go in the mail either. It was a messenger, probably, or maybe in some cases they went in the mail, but it wasn't like the modern mail. It took months or weeks to get there in some cases. or it may be done in an email, or it may be done in a Zoom recording that you put on a private recording on YouTube and send them the link. It could be something that you record for the entire ecclesia to have access to, or it could be something that was recorded for leadership or for an apostle who you've trained, that you've delegated and sent to that ecclesia. Like Paul wrote 2 letters to Timothy, who was his son. Paul had fathered him, trained him up as an apostle, and then sent him out to do things that Paul couldn't do because he was someplace else at the time. And same thing with the letter to Titus. These are letters that are the equivalent. And today you can do that with a letter, or you can do it with a recording, like I'm doing here. There's all kinds of ways you could see to do this, and you'll use the modern technology to do the equivalent function that Paul was doing in his day, because you have responsibility for an ecclesia, whether it's an ecclesia that you are full-time present with, or one that you've been with in the past, and then moved on because you have responsibility for more than one ecclesia. You can do this same kind of function in person or by technology in one way or another. Okay.